Hello everyone, and welcome to the first edition of ETV Magazine for the 2016-2017 school year. I'm Cameron Bradley. The 2016 presidential race has been one of the most controversial races in recent memory. With Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton being narrowed down to the final two main candidates, many people say that they might not vote due to the lack of good leadership. Many people do not know about the two third-party candidates in this race though, Jill Stein and Gary Johnson. With all the craziness of this year's race, some Eisenhower seniors are being thrown into the mix of things as they are turning 18 this year and will be eligible to vote in November. Jack Beardmore will get you the inside scoop on this year's race and how our students are involved in it.
With the election of 2016 coming to an end, some students are excited to vote and some are not.
Well, I was really excited when I turned 18 because I knew I was going to be able to vote, but now I'm fine with it, I guess. But a lot of people are going to say, you don't have a right to complain about it if you don't pick for the president, but I'm kind of just complaining about both of them.
The students of Eisenhower High School had this to say about the presidential candidates.
I really feel like there's not really a good president right now. There's not really a good candidate. You're kind of picking the lesser of two evils.
I feel like our two main options are kind of edgy options. They might end up, whoever gets elected might do something that might not benefit the whole country itself.
Hillary Clinton, definitely. Because I feel like she is the most qualified. She has the most experience.
Caitlin Bosley had this to say about Donald Trump.
I believe that Trump is a very successful man and that he will provide Americans with more jobs by moving more than 11 million undocumented immigrants. I believe that he has a tendency to speak without thinking. He will act upon ISIS, which Hillary and Obama promised to do, but they haven't done anything to resolve the problem.
It's amazing that we narrowed it down to Trump and Hillary. We asked Mr. Hartzog how we got to this point and what he thought about it.
The election this year has definitely brought us a lot of curiosity, I guess, because everybody's kind of curious what our next leader is going to be and who it's going to be. It's been a little bit more negative, I would say, than some of the previous campaigns, and I think it's got potential to get pretty nasty before it all gets said and done. So,
for ETV Magazine, I'm Jack Beardmore.
With many seniors here at EHS being eligible to vote this year, we sent out a poll to all the senior English classes to see who the majority wants to see in office this coming January. Here are the results. Out of the 45 seniors that said they could vote, 31 said that they will vote, while 14 said that they will not. Donald Trump is receiving the most support from our students with 38% of the vote. Coming in at a surprising second place is Gary Johnson with 25% of the vote. In third place is Hillary Clinton with 9% of the vote, and in last is Jill Stein with 3% of the vote. 22% of the students that can vote are still undecided. Thank you to everyone who participated in our poll. The numbers may have lacked a little bit, but we thank the ones who filled them out. With it being a new year of school, there are always going to be some changes. This year, though, Eisenhower is going through one of its biggest changes yet. It is faced with a new administration. Last spring, Dr. Kelly and Mr. Conrad both retired from their head positions here at EHS. Taking their places were some new faces and one familiar face at the role of principal. Dr. Christy Meyer was given the head job at Eisenhower after she had been assistant principal in the years prior. Two new faces came into the athletic director and assistant principal positions. Travis Rink took the job at assistant principal, while Eric Armstrong came from Hutchinson to take the job at athletic director. We'll send you over to Greg Wright for more information on our new administration.
The first thing is to just get to know the people and know the kids and kind of see the way we do business. We've already had some community meetings.
It's been exciting to be part of a great school and dealing with students, talking to students. I try to get around to classrooms and see what's going on in classrooms. I think it all goes back to, we're all part of a big family, and I think we're just increasing that family dynamic a little bit.
The new administration has always been very involved with the students ever since the start of this year.
They're more present in our decisions, and they want to know what we have to say more than us just giving them reports like we did last year. They're really interested in what we do.
They're really helping us get through all of our ideas, and they haven't denied anything yet.
Family is and has always been a big factor here at Eisenhower. New principal, Dr. Christy Myers, looks to keep it that way.
First and foremost, the staff. They understand and believe in my ideas that we should be coming together as a family and doing everything we can to support one another and our students. And I've seen a lot of smiles and a lot of positive attitudes, so it's been going very well. And that's exactly what I want. I want students to feel comfortable here and to be happy and to enjoy learning.
For ETV Magazine, I'm Greg Wright.
We continue on the topic of big things happening within the school, as just last August, Denise Scribner was honored with the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. With this award, Ms. Scribner was invited to Washington, D.C. with other teachers who had also received this honor for a presidential award ceremony. She had also received an award of $10,000 from the National Science Foundation to be used at their discretion. ETV Magazine reporter Lisa McGaffin gets more information on this incredible achievement.
The Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching is the highest honor that our U.S. government can bestow on an educator.
While at Washington, D.C., she attended multiple functions on a federal level.
And meeting with the other awardees and also having opportunities to listen to research information on STEM for All, which is a new initiative that the National Science Foundation is releasing. And then applying that information to help the world be a better place in the future.
Ms. Scribner's accomplishment, she's actually received many different accomplishments throughout the years, but this one is like the highest award that any science teacher can receive. Each year, as principals, we are given an email that basically asks us to nominate people that we think that are worthy. And I've nominated people in the past, but it's quite a process to go through. So I am extremely proud of her and excited for her to be recognized in this way.
For ETV Magazine, I'm Elisa McGaffin.
It's looking like another great year here at Eisenhower. I know our friend Austin Tolde is pretty excited about it. We'll get you right over to his segment. Oh yeah? Right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the very first edition of the newest segment on ETV Magazine. Oh yeah? Where we will be covering everything entertaining here at Eisenhower. I'm Austin Antoldi. Now everyone knows moving to a new school is tough. I've had to do it, and I'm sure a lot of you had to at some point as well. However, this did not stop Chelsea Glover from auditioning for the fall play. Reporter Alyssa Brooks gets a scoop on how the new student snagged a big part in a big play.
Junior Chelsea Glover, new student from Emporia, was surprisingly casted as lead role in the fall play, I Remember Mama.
I thought that I wouldn't even get cast at all because I was new and she probably had people in mind for parts already.
She was very clear, she had very good diction in her voice, I could understand what she said very well, and so as the lead role, it's kind of the narrator of the story, so I really wanted it to be somebody that the audience could understand clearly. Went with my gut that she's somebody that I can hopefully trust and will do well with the role.
Glover is a very involved student here at Eisenhower. Even though she was the lead in the school play, she still makes time for her extracurricular activities.
I'm in band as well, so and specifically the drumline. So it doesn't really affect anything except for on Thursdays because I have to go to drumline rehearsal instead of play practice. But other than that, it's been, and for a performance I have to miss a rehearsal. Other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing.
For ETV Magazine, I'm Alyssa Brooks.
Oh, I can't wait to see more of Chelsea in future EHS productions. The Fall Festival happened again this year. Many students from EHS were involved in the annual parade, such as football players, band, and even the homecoming candidates. My favorite part of the parade was when they threw candy at my feet. I can't wait till next year so I can enjoy it all over again. Remember, it's free to go, but be prepared to bring money. Now, earlier in the season, I was fortunate enough to travel down to the state fair in the beautiful town of Hutchinson, Kansas. But the one thing I love about the fair is the food. It's the icing on the cake. So I decided to take some friends to the fair to find out how good the food can be. This is At the Table. For this edition of At the Table at the State Fair, we went to two places, and we're going to be rating on Oprah's this time. We got fried Oreos and funnel cake at the first place. The second place we went to was a turkey leg joint, and wow, it was pretty amazing. The first thing that we ordered was the pineapple twist, and then we got a giant turkey leg, oh boy. And then, of course, finally, the pulled pork sandwich. Back here at Eisenhower now, we're here to talk about our thoughts on the Kansas State food that we had. So Brooke, what did you think?
So I ate the funnel cake and I give it 2 Oprahs because I didn't think it was really creative. It was really dry and it just looked like a bunch of worms with powder on top. And then I ate a turkey leg. I give that a 10 out of 10 Oprahs because it's really creative just to have a turkey leg.
All right, I had the fried Oreos first and they were okay. They didn't taste too great and they're pretty squishy, so I didn't really like that. So I gave them a 4 out of 10 Oprahs. And then the second thing I had was the pineapple twist. And it was like some ice cream thing with pineapple and it was delicious. So I'll give that like a 7 out of 10 Oprahs.
So I had the fried Oreos and, you know, at first I was pretty skeptical about it, but, you know, I just went over there, bought it and tried it. And I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, it's still an Oreo. So, I mean, if you like Oreos, then you should go out and get it next year. Go out whenever you can. So I'll give it about probably 6 out of 10 Oprahs. Pineapple twist. And it was pretty good. And it was like kind of like ice cream and a slushie or something. But overall, it was pretty good. Pineapples, pineapples, pineapples. So 7 out of 10 Oprah Winfrey's.
Funnel cake. And the funnel cake was a little dry. Actually, it was very dry. It was like I was eating sandpaper almost. But it had sugar on it, powdered sugar, and I love sugar. So obviously I'm gonna like it. 5 out of 10 Oprahs. It was dry, but it was sweet, so I gotta give it some credit. Pulled pork sandwich, and it was pretty delicious, very messy, but when you bit into that pulled pork sandwich, it made me feel a certain way that I haven't felt in years. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10 Oprahs. The only thing I had wrong with it was that it was a little messy, so it kind of got on my face piece a little bit. That's it for this edition of At the Table at the State Fair and at Eisenhower. I'm Austin.
I'm Arnold. I'm Noah.
I'm Brett.
And this is At the Table.
And now
we are no longer at the table. Be sure to head out next year to the fair to try all these foods for yourself. That way you can truly see how many Oprah Winfreys they deserve. Well, that's it for this edition of Oh Yeah. Join me next time where I'll take you on a whirlwind of an adventure. Coming up next is the new and improved IKE Sports.
Hey, remember the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle! Woo!
IKE Sports is back and better than ever. I'm Sam Diebler, and I'm here today to talk to you about what really matters, and that, of course, is sports. First up, volleyball. One of the biggest storylines heading into this season was how the team would respond to the departure of former coach David Gardner and the hiring of new coach Bethany Trimble. I went down to the court to get the scoop on the new-look volleyball team.
A coaching change is one of the most radical things a team can go through. However, the volleyball team seems to have made the transition smoothly.
A lot of our things are the same. We're running the same type of offense that we ran at the end of last year, and a lot of our personnel is the same.
I think she's making a lot of good changes for us. We're focusing on mentality as well as the physical aspect of the game, and I think it's really helping us.
And we've been keeping like a journal to figure out our goals for the practice and what we accomplished.
The changes that have been made have been small and yet still beneficial to the team.
She's a lot more, I guess she lets us have fun more.
Different. He's pretty quiet and reserved, and I get a little more excitable during games than he did.
She really is technical. She tells us when we need to fix a skill or anything like that, and she points out the small things more.
The biggest challenges for this team are similar to what last year's team faced.
Pretty well. I think that they do a good job of working on the skills in practice, but some of the things that affected them last year, especially at state, were some of those mental toughness things, and that's what we seem to be having the most difficulty with right now.
For Ike Sports, I'm Sam Diebler.
Next up is girls tennis. The team is led by Madeline Watson, who last year became the first Eisenhower girls tennis player ever to qualify for state. Ike Sports reporter Trey Greening found out how she plans to repeat that success.
The girls' tennis team is made up of underclassmen with only 3 seniors on the team. The one they all look up to, though, is Madeline Watson.
If someone's doing technique wrong or something, she always teaches them the right way to do it and takes time out of practicing for herself and helps them.
Maddie does a great job being a leader on the team. She shows up with a great attitude every day at practice, does all the drills to the best of her ability. She's one of the leaders on the team that the girls look at on not only how to improve, but to be a good teammate.
Madeline Watson was the first state qualifier for the girls' tennis team in school history. Watson will continue her educational and tennis career at the collegiate level.
I placed top 15 at state last year. Mr. Spencer from the middle school asked me to come out and play, and then I decided I really liked it.
Maddie's an extremely good tennis player. Maddie's one that definitely has aspirations to go to college, and I think she will be a successful college player.
For Ike Sports, I'm Trey Greening.
Thanks, Trey. Well, that seems to be about it for Ike Sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Ike Sports News, where we will keep you up to date on athletics here at EHS. For Ike Sports and ETV Magazine, I'm Sam Diebler. We will see you next time.